What's going on, beautiful people? Yeah, for those who've been tapped in with my lifestyle cleanse journey, 6 days in now. I think it's 6 days, right? No, maybe 7 days in. And it's just wild because I used to be so in love with drinking alcohol and thought that it was bringing me so much joy and happiness and peace, and I thought it completed my life. And now that I'm on my cleanse, I kind of feel like it's one of the most terrible things that you can do nowadays as a human being. Alcohol is one of the most terrible things you can put in your body. And so I'll tell you what I've been experiencing lately, and I think it's due to a factor of a multitude of things that I've been doing. The main thing I've been doing is meditating. Like, meditation is everything to me right now. I've always worked out. I still work out consistently, and I work, I read, I create content, I put action behind my words, it was harder to do that when I was under the influence, and I'd be waking up late. Couldn't really stand on business like I wanted to. But it's wild because nowadays, like within this week, I've been, getting signs and thoughts that I've never thought, like simple things that y'all probably thought. And y'all look at me like, damn, this is simple, but I've never, analyzed things the way I do now within these 7 days. For instance, like just talking to people, having human social interaction. There's certain people I'll speak with that I know they're trying to say certain things to me just to get a reaction out of me. And that's one thing that crossed my mind. It's nothing specific, or they're not trying to get a bad reaction or a good reaction necessarily. It's just a reaction. Like, some people will just try to get a reaction to see how you react to things and try to figure you out. That's one thing that crossed my mind. Another thing that bothered me when I was going through my cleanse, because I work in the restaurant industry at the moment. I'm a bartender, and that's why I'm even more proud of myself to go through this cleanse, because I always felt like it was so hard to drink because the bottles are right there. Like, I'm a bartender, like everything's so accessible when you're behind that bar. So yeah, the other thing I was gonna fill you in on that really kind of didn't sit well with me was one of my homies. I tell him I'm on a cleanse, I'm on a lifestyle cleanse, and one of the other bartender makes a drink, like a dessert drink, and he's like, yo, try this. And I'm like, bro, I told you I'm not drinking. And he's like, bro, just straw taste it. And if you don't know what a straw taste is, it's basically when you just put a straw in a drink and put your finger on the top. So, and when you can taste it when you let when you let your finger off the top of the straw, because the liquid's gonna fall out. So he's like, bro, just straw taste it. And I'm like, no, I'm not drinking. And he's like, bro, come on, nah. In my head, there's no reason to get aggravated over it or start an argument. But in my head, I'm thinking, like, what part of I'm not drinking do you not understand? It's not like I don't want to drink, I don't want to do it. Like, it is like, I'm not drinking, I'm not doing it. I've made my mind up, I'm pushing forward with my direction, and it's not even a temptation with me at this point. It's just something that I'm not allowing. It's something that I just don't do anymore. And I spoke to one of my other homies, and I told him I'm on a detox, and he said, no, don't call it a detox, because words are powerful. And this was dope. It wasn't a detox, and that's why I started calling it a lifestyle cleanse. Because a detox just means, I've always called it a detox, that just means I'm gonna go back to it after a while. And will I ever drink again? I don't know. But I don't want to sit here and tell a lie, and, well, if God forbid I were to, am gonna drink later on in the future, a year or two from now, or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, who knows? To TBD, to be determined. But yeah, that homie was like, bro, don't call it a detox. Words are powerful, and they manifest in universe and they manifest in real time. And I believe that. But yeah, the main basis of this video is I just wanted to share with y'all that you have to be careful who you allow your energy and be aware, just be self-aware and be aware of other people. Because me experiencing the situation with the whole straw tasting made me feel like my friend thought what he wanted me to do or me tasting that drink was more important than what I wanted for myself at that moment. And it's kind of a sign of disrespect in a way, because if I tell you I'm not doing something and you know that I'm trying to go through a cleanse or I'm going through a lifestyle cleanse and you're trying to suggest or recommend, persuade me, be persuasive for me to do something that you want to do, and I tell you, no, I'm not doing that, doesn't matter what it is, no, I'm not doing that, and you're like, well, hey, come on, just do it. And I'm like, no, and you continuously just try to push me off that ledge, that's not cool to me. It didn't really sit well with me. And also, for the people on the other side that aren't in my shoes and they're in, the person's shoes, my friend's shoes, that were trying to push me forward, just be careful of how you treat people. Because maybe I've been in those shoes before, and I'm not perfect. Maybe I have been in those shoes and I've tried to persuade somebody else to do something that they felt uncomfortable with and try to push them off the ledge, make them feel like they're not normal, they're less of a person, that my wants for them were more important than what they wanted for themselves. And that's not cool. Like, I didn't enjoy that from my friend, and I never spoke to them about it, but it's just not drinking in general. 7th day, 6th day of my detox. I'm gonna check my TikTok and see exactly which day it is. I'm pretty sure it's the 7th day. But yeah, just being aware and being more tapped into the universe. And I've been here before, but being more tapped into the universe than I have been in the past, and it feels beautiful being in this space, learning how to enjoy life and the fruits that are here for us without being under the influence, and understanding that, like, this is where I want to be. This is my happy space. Like, I've had a high off life. I've been high off life lately, without alcohol, without drugs, without sex, without all of these things, these pleasures that the world glorifies. And I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying I'm not going to indulge in all of these things, but I will say everything in moderation is real. Everything in moderation is real, and it's hard to have limits and control, self-control sometimes, especially when you're overindulging in alcohol and drugs and weed and things that will lower your vibrations and lower your frequencies, because you're just programmed to run back to the same things that make you feel good. And in my space, I personally feel now like the journey that I'm on, and I'm gonna stick to it. I promise you. It's a promise to myself. It's not even a promise to you. The journey is far more rewarding for you to have self-control, and you to put God first, and you to put the universe first, and you to put your peace on the front line before what anybody else wants for you, or before what anyone wants you to do. You know what you want, and you know what you have to do. So you just gotta stand on business and take action on the things personally will elevate your lifestyle and your future. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm pretty sure this is day 7. Okay? And yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. Just being self-aware and being aware of the people around you, and being respectful about what they're going through and their situations, and keeping in mind that you staying away from certain things that can lower your vibrations and lower your frequency is ultimately going to be far more rewarding in the future, in your future, for your mind, body, and soul. Man, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm trying to preach. I'm just sharing my perspective. Always, it's always a perspective. I think that is one of the most powerful things we can have as human beings is a perspective, because we all see life differently. So that's the choice, a choice that we've been given, and it's a blessing. So yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm gonna see y'all soon, real soon. Take care.